I'm dead.
You're dead.
Sophie's our secret weapon. Hold on, we're starting. Start in 2 seconds here. All right, guys, we're live. Woo! Welcome to the Charity First Handicapping Challenge, Day 8. This is the final day of the first round. Georgie, you got a big smile on your face. Why is that, buddy?
Man, we did good. Yesterday, Chris Duke came with a $50 exacta that paid $41 for $1, had it 50 times. Certainly is going to help our great charity at Karma. So we want to thank him. And it was only my second win. So I thought I was going to get a goose egg. My last two contestants came through, and I got I saved the best for last. I got Don Tatlos here today. Woo! He is the man. I've always respected him. One of the most highly respected trainers in our business, and he's just fantastic. We're gonna have a great time.
Thank you.
All right, Don, how you doing there, buddy? I was telling George beforehand. I said he threw in a ringer here because Don's a Cub fan. I mean, I got Weaver on my team. How do I root against a Cub fan? What's going on, Don?
Oh, our Cubs, we're going to have to do an overhaul there. That's for sure.
All right, and welcoming in my man from the radio show, of course, from TVG and More Ways to Win, Steeler fan, proudly wearing his shirt, Mr. The Dream himself, Dave Weaver. Dave, what's going on, buddy?
Let's do this, Chappie. And I got to take this out on Don because before when things were like normal, probably back in like January, February, I was the reporter at Santa Anita. Don, let's get an interview. No, Dave. He shut me out, Chappie. So I'm going to have to take this out on him today. Take it out on him now.
Well, Dave, just to let you guys know, Georgie, tell them what it's all about. Go ahead and explain a little bit.
All right, so this is the first time we've tried this, and it's really great success so far. It's been well received. It's a charity event, and 100% of the money is going to be going to Karma. We've already raised thousands of dollars here. Each contestant each week will get $300 to play with. They have to play a $100 win bet, a $100 exacta. That could be an exacta box, or as Dave Weaver calls it, the
ice cold.
Ice cold. The crazy thing is, mine is not going to be an ice cold, which is weird, but go ahead.
No, I can't believe it. And also a $100 daily double that they can play a straight daily double or a part wheel. Again, all the money's going to charity, the most important thing. And also, we want to have fun with this and educate you a little bit, but definitely have a great time. And we're going to have a great time. Because let me tell you something about my man, Don Tatlos. One of the, whenever I think of him, of course, great trainer, but the first thing that comes to mind was the 2004, the Nets-Jets Breeders' Cup Mile, and the incredible celebration that went on. He was there with David Mia, who's a really good friend, became really good friends with you, Chappie, and me. And that celebration was one to remember. I think it was his first Breeders' Cup entry that he ever had, Singletary, and it won. So the excitement was akin to like Kingsdale King when Carl was going crazy. It was just something I'll never forget. And he was a trainer for 12 years. Then he joined Hollendorfer, a legendary trainer, worked with him. Now he's trained horses like Brill, Instagram, some great trainers. He got a horse today at Keelan who just ran a 12 on the sheets. And he's in post 12, so let's see if he can overcome the post. But certainly has a chance today. What's it, Madison Park? I think it's the name of the horse, Madison Park. So pretty excited to have Don Tatlos, and he has a rep for telling it like it is. I mean, this guy, I love following him. He just really tells it like it is. I love his posts, and we're gonna hear from him today.
Well, Don, now that he teased that, first of all, how you doing, and what are the chances of Madison Park today? I mean, we got to know.
Well, Madison Park's looking good. We're trying to hold off this rain. When I woke up this morning after weather reports last night, I didn't even think we'd be running. I thought it'd be off the turf and we'd scratch. But the rain has never come. It just got pushed back to like 2:30, which is about an hour and a half before our race. So we look okay. She's coming out of a New York bred race at Saratoga. and finished second by a half a length to Todd Pletcher. That really isn't a New York bred either. She's a Kentucky bred that's a New York bred by technicality. And the Pletcher came back and won the New York bred allowance on October 4th by 5 at Belmont out of that race. So we're coming out of a live race. You know, Chad Brown's got a firster in there by Medaglia d'Oro that looks good. You know, there's a couple that have run already, but of the ones that have run already, we're the fastest on sheets so far.
All right, well, good luck to you too. And before we get started, I know you're doing the More Ways to Win. Tell us a little bit about that and what days you're on, buddy.
Yeah, so Thursday mornings on TVG, 6 o'clock Pacific time in the morning, we're on, and then kind of reruns throughout the week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning at various times. But if you want to catch it live Thursday morning, 6 a.m., it's all about the NFL. So it's fun. I mean, I'm still doing some horse racing on the other days, but Thursday is my day to talk football. Having a good time with it.
And this is a gambling show. So before we get started, who's your play of the week?
So my play of the week this week is the New Orleans Saints, Monday Night Football, -8.5. I think the Chargers are going to get smoked here. I'm thinking something like 33-10 Saints.
See, then we do everything on the show, Georgie. All right. Well, you know what? We're all about the money. We're all about karma. So, George, why don't you get us started, buddy?
All right, let's kick it off. We got a $100 win bet. Don, what race are you going with? Who are you picking and why?
I'm going fourth race. I'm going with my man Richie Baltus, the 8-horse Dolce. You know, I like her first race off slow at Del Mar in the maiden race and got up to win by a nose. You know, first start against winners, which I hate. I don't like betting horses first time against winners. But she had a really good showing. The race was almost a second faster than her maiden race. She got beat a length and 3/4, rolling at the end. Was 5 back at the quarter pole, so she made up good ground in the stretch. And she gets a half a furlong further today. So I think she's going to be tough there.
All right, looks like excellent pick. Drawn nicely to the outside. He's got a lot of options there for Dulce with Mario Gutierrez aboard. Richie Baltus. I love it. Love that pick. 100 to win on race number 4, number 8. How about you, Chappie? You take it over.
Yeah. And that horse should probably come back to win because I bet it the last time and it ran third.
Lock it up.
At a nice juicy 8-1. So now that I'm not playing today, Dolce's probably going to air by 5 at 5-1. So,
all right, we anchor off of her. She's going to run much better.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, by the way, George, before we get started, the marketing department usually makes fun of me. Today, their comment straight out of the horse's mouth, George O is on the board. Now, actually, you've won twice now. You've won twice. So but they're making fun of you there.
Yeah,
all right, David Dreamweaver, who we got to win, buddy?
Hold on, I have to bring in my secret weapon. Sophie, come here. Real quick.
We're done.
This is so wrong. This is wrong right here.
Oh, no.
Come here. All right, first of all, let's
Hi,
okay.
Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
Okay, can you say you're going down, Don? It's okay. It's nice to say it to him. He won't care. Say you're going down.
I already had a feeling he was bringing you in.
She's so nice. She doesn't want to
He's too
disrespect
nice.
her
He's too nice.
elders. All right. Anyways, Sophie just wanted to say hi. Okay.
Hi,
My
Sophie.
pick-
Hi, Sophie.
My pick that Sophie gave me, I'm stealing all my picks from the best handicapper. We are going to go to race number 6. This is a $100 win bet, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my horse is not going to pay as much as Don. So if Don wins, I'm going to just be playing a little bit of catch up here. I like the second choice on the morning line at 5-2. That's number 3, Miss Megan. Huge win last time out. I mean, I thought it was just much the best. On the Thoroughgraph, ran a 6. These other horses are running, you know, in the low teens, 10s, 11s. I think the 4 might have ran an 8 at one point in her very best race. But if the 3-horse Miss Megan repeats anything close to her last, she's going to win again. I don't know if I'm going to get 5-2, but, you know, let's hopefully we can just get a win and get something in the plus column.
All right. So race 6, the 3-horse Miss Megan, 5-2 on the morning line. Phil D'Amato doing very well, especially in these turf sprints. And after Don runs a tough second, we'll have a nice lead after the win bet. So, Georgie, it's exacta time for you, buddy. What's going on?
All right. Before we get to exacting, you was talking about D'Amato. I want to congratulate his daughter who won her first race yesterday. So very nice win. And that was funny because earlier in the card, she was on a horse and it was a total disaster. but she redeemed herself. She won. looked good winning. So congratulations to her. And I'm going to be congratulating Don all day long because he's going to have winner after winner after winner. And so now you got an exact, you got $100 to go with. Which race and how you playing it?
Okay, I'm going to stay in the same race. I'm
All
going
right.
to play that Dolce on top, and I'm going to put the first-time Saddler over Attracted, the 2-horse underneath. Shortens up good. First time with
So
Saddler.
just straight
from time to
$100
game.
straight exacta.
Cold?
Just straight.
Ice cold.
Wow.
And she
Ice
shortens
cold.
up out of some
8-2.
stalking routing trips, going with Rispoli, who's one of my favorite jocks.
Yeah.
I think this might be a little too short. If it was 6.5 down the hill, I would be worried that he might outfinish that Dolce going 6.5. But I think that's a good underhorse going 5.5.
All right, boy. Well, we're gonna have a big lead. 8-2, ice cold, exacta. Oh man, Dan Chadlos. Hey, before we get to you, Chappie, I just want to, to give my sympathies, and I'm sure everybody is as well here for one of my favorite trainers of all time, one of the nicest men I've ever met in my life. Barry Abrams passed away, and just when I was a jockey agent, I tell you, there's a lot of trainers who treated me like crap. It was I didn't have the top jockeys, but he was always so nice, always at Clocker's corner, always tried to help everybody. He was just an incredible horseman. All those unusual heats were great, and he played the horses too. He loved betting. I love Barry Abrams, and my heart goes out to us losing a great man.
Yeah, he helped a lot of people.
Yeah. I did not. We did the radio show this morning. Unfortunately, I did not mention it because I wasn't aware of it, but I heard Jay Privman mention on the show after us. So rest in peace. We all know him. I know, Dave, you were around Barry, at least in the Eddie Logan in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, and then, remember Barry trained harness horses before he got in the thoroughbred game. He had one of the greatest pacers of the generation back, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s, named Guts. And Barry, believe it or not, every time we talked in the Eddie Logan, he wanted to talk about harness racing. So it was just so cool because he knew I'm a harness guy, and we would talk about Guts, and he would show me some pictures from way back when, and it really brought a smile to his face to just go back and remember those days, the glory days, really. Him and Roger Stein were paired up a lot with those harness horses. So rest in peace, Barry. We're going to miss you up there in the Eddie Logan. Yep,
no question about it. All right, where do we leave off? We got our exacta coming. So, a lot of eggs in the Dolce basket so far for Don. Mm-hmm. So Weave, where are we going with our exacta, buddy?
Okay, so I need to reiterate here on the rules. So George said you can do an ice cold or a box. Can you do a $50 key 1 horse over 2? Is that also allowed? Okay, yep. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to race number 7. This is a 6 furlong starter allowance. I love the way that the 2 Miss Allegria won last time out. And obviously there was something happened. She was racing to the 2-year-old back in 2018. She was gone for a long time. She finished a decent 5th in her first start back, but she looked like the real deal in her last start. Now she gets protected in the starter spot. I think the 2 is the winner. So I'm going to key her on top over the 1 and the 3. So $50 exact. I don't think the 4 and the 5 really match up with these other 2 horses that can finish second. So $50 exacta, 2 with 1 and 3.
Okay, so race 7, $50 exacta, Miss Allegra. Won nicely off the layoff on the dirt last time, is protected here, 2 over the 1-3. Georgie, before we get to that, tell everybody a little bit about the, you don't have a cutout today, right? Yesterday, what did you have?
I didn't get a cutout.
You had a chicken yesterday. Huh?
For the winner circle yesterday.
Winner circle, yeah.
Yeah, fans are not allowed into the track, but because of COVID, safety comes first here at Santa Anita, and pretty soon we're going to be back. But you can be in the winner's circle. That's right. You guys watching can be in the winner's circle for just $200. Go to santanita.com/cutout. We're going to get a nice picture cut out of you. We're going to place you in the winner's circle. 100% of that money is going to go to Karma or the PDJF to help, permanently disabled jockeys and jockeys that have injured, like Vinny Bednar. God, I love Vinny Bednar, and I'm certainly he's going to get some money as well. But your picture will be there, cut out in the winner's circle, taking your picture with the winning horse. It's really a good cause. Karma and the PDJF, and it's very inexpensive. So go to santanita.com/cutout and get in the winner's circle today.
All right. That being said, so far you've been cut out of winning both of your bets. What are you going to do for your double to make it up, George?
Hey, before we get to your bets, so we got a little bit of time. I got a chance to speak to Billy Koch, and he told me that I should ask you about Singletary, where you found him. He says, ask him how he found Singletary. And then he goes, and ask him about the week leading up to the Breeders' Cup. And then he just started laughing for like 5 minutes straight. So I don't know what the story is, but it must have been something, because he was like, ask him about the lead up into the Breeders' Cup. And he started cracking up. Tell me, I'm dying to find out, Don.
Well, we found the horse. You know, when you see a lot of people think it's a corny line from Seabiscuit when they say, you know, the horse chooses you. You don't choose the horse. And this was the situation of that. We had, you know, we're just starting Little Red Feather, had no money. I had already picked out 2 horses. We had very little left in the budget. And I had been in Ocala for 4 days. All the horses were starting to look the same. And this was our last group of horses to look at before I had to go to the airport. So the 2 horses they were bringing out, I think he wanted 150,000 for one and 200,000 for the other. We had none of that, but I wasn't going to let them know that. I just stood there like, yeah, okay. By pure luck, the guy that was selling us the horses, his son said, Dad, we left one in the other barn that we forgot to bring out. You want him to go with these 2? And he said, yeah, go ahead, bring them. So that horse goes out there and gallops 1.5 miles with these other 2 head and head the whole way. And I'm like, who's the one in the middle? He's like, that's a cheap one. You don't want that. And I was like, how cheap? He's like, I don't know, 25, 30,000. I said, I'll take that one. And that's how we ended up with that horse. True story.
Well, I got a question for you about Singletary before you lead to the week of. So you're the Chicago guy. So did you get to name Singletary? How did that come about?
You have to remember, Billy Koch went to Northwestern, so he was 4 years in Chicago. And so we were bouncing names back and forth, trying to figure it out, and it just hit us, Singletary. And he was like, yeah, Singletary, and that was it. It was just like that.
Very cool. Very cool. All right,
what
George.
about the week leading up? Why did he laugh so much? What
He was laughing so much because we made that video. And that TVG has shown over and over ad nauseum. And most of the good stuff ended up on the cutting room floor because it wouldn't have been good. And we were really just filming that for ourselves. And but one of the little things I'll tell you, Randy Moss, great guy. You know, he does all the horse racing stuff. And I had just run a horse in New York in the spring that was second choice. Todd Pletcher had a really good horse in the race. I forgot his name now. But it was in the Bayshore 7/8 race. And, I thought I had a good chance. I'm coming out of Santa Anita where he ran 7/8 and 121 flat. And we go to New York, and Randy Moss calls me the day before the race. And he says, I really like your horse. He's the one that I'm going to pick. And Todd Pletcher kicked our ass. That thing ran 120 and change. So as a joke, because I didn't think anybody's going to see this video, Randy Moss is standing out on the road when we're driving down the road and Billy's filming. And Billy says, oh, there's Randy Moss. And I said, I hope he doesn't pick us. And I told the story and basically said, Mush, Randy Moss was mad at me. He was mad because they put that thing on TVG that I said that. And,
Oops.
it was just all in fun. It didn't mean anything.
Hey, Don, before you get to your pick, I have to A, thank you, and then B, curse you, because back in the day, Dave was doing drive time or the quarters, and I was producing those shows. So a lot of times, let's say there was a track that got canceled or we had a big delay. It was great sometimes as a producer, and I didn't know what I was doing, to fill time. Let's pop in the Little Red Feather Diaries and play that. That'll take
Chappie's
7
fault.
minutes. And then by about the 37th time I rolled that thing, I was about ready to curse somebody out.
Oh, God, it was
So,
too much.
I've seen it many a time, my brother, many a time.
It was too much. But
It was
out of
great.
that whole thing, little Joe Santos, he was just a little kid then, I think a year removed from Funny Side. And look what he's turned into. Great man. He's a jocks agent. So proud of him and so glad we met him on that trip and been friends with him ever since.
Nice. All right, Georgie, let's have at it, buddy.
It's time to be friends with Karma. You got a daily double, $100. Where you going? Tell us why.
It's, you know what? Richie B is gonna swing this whole thing for me.
All right.
So I'm gonna go into the third race
Oh my gosh.
to one of my old bosses, Ron Ellis. How does Flat Out Joy lose this race? You know, it comes
I
off a
just
year
can't
and a
see
half
it.
layoff. Ron doesn't really crank him up first time out. Gets beat 2 lengths. Works 47 out of the race. Drops her to 40. I don't know. I think it's bye-bye right there. So that'll be the double to Dolce. Flat Out Joy to Dolce.
Wow.
So my
This is so
man
easy,
coming with the
Chappie. He's
ice
gonna whiff on all
cold.
3. Come on.
Yeah, it's Dolce or nothing here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and ice cold exacta, ice cold double. Whew. He's stealing a
Sink or
page out
swim
of
with
Weaver's
Dolce.
book.
All right, so we've, after Don has whiffed on all 3, and you're just building the bankroll, what are we going to go ahead and do for our double here?
Yeah, I'm playing the same 2 races. I'm gonna single Flat Out Joy in race number 3. Absolute standout indeed. But I'm gonna use the 2 saddlers in race number 4. So it would be awesome for it to come 2-8 by a nose. Don misses the double, the ice cold exacta, and the win because he didn't box the 2-8 and save himself in race number 4. But I actually thought the other saddler, the one Transporter, was very sneaky good last time out in her maiden win, where she didn't cross the wire first, but she got put up through a DQ. I think she's had a really good work since then. So I'm liking the chance of the 1 at a big price to complete this double, and that can pay something. If the 2 wins over attracted, it's going to be obviously a little bit more chalky, but we just need to get on the board here. So this is a pretty simple contest now. If Dolce wins, even if we sweep everything else, Chappie, we cannot win, I don't think, with the win price of what Dolce is going to be, and he's probably going to hit the double because Ellis is going to be 1-5 the race before. So it just comes down to us needing to catch one of our 3 tickets if he whiffs, and if he does it, that's good news for Karma because he's making a lot of money today if Dolce wins.
Yeah, and by the way, just to let you know, George said already that we've made some dough. I believe we've made about $5,700 already through.
Wow.
Yeah. So. No pressure to you guys and Dolce there, Don, but our boys and girls have been doing very well so far. So
I'm calling Baltus as soon as we get off of this thing.
You should have called him before.
By the way, he has another horse in that race too, the 3 horse.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I heard he loves the 3 in there. No,
I can't take that one.
Let's real quick before we get to the tiebreaker. You guys have both talked about a few things, all 3 of you, numbers wise. Dave, I'll start with you and then we'll go to Don. Handicapping wise, sounds like you guys are all sheets players, but what's your best favorite type of pick and what's your favorite type of handicapping? You guys all use the sheets. I do not, but Dave?
I got 3 secret weapons. I use the Thorograph sheets. I use the Equine Edge numbers from Scotty McKeever, and then Trip Note Pros obviously has been a go-to lately with Benny South Street helping everybody out by doing all the work and watching all the replays for us. And we give them a little bit of money to get that info. Yes, please. So between those 3 things, I usually feel very dialed in on finding who the best horse is in the race from there. Obviously, yes, I do like to play an ice cold exacta just because those pick 4s and pick 5s can get so frustrating when your single wins and just something goes wrong along the way and you end up whiffing when you have a winner. So I would say my favorite, even though I didn't play one today, the ice cold exacta.
I love it. What about you, Don? Are you a numbers player or what? You train, you see a lot in person. What's your style?
I worked for John Sadler for 5 years. This was in the early 90s. And back then he was a Ragusan guy. So he introduced me to that. Scott Hansen worked there, another one. So we're big Ragusan sheet guys. We used to talk to Len all the time and, pick his brain about how he went over everything. And, we played a lot of pick 6s. And sheets help you eliminate horses. They're not necessarily going to give you the winner, but they're horses that you would have loaded your ticket up with that you didn't need to have in there. And so, we really used them a lot for that. I've been through many things. You go through these phases. There was the 0-2X pattern, and that cashed for a while. And then there was a horse that 2-year-olds that came back at 3 and ran within a half a point of their top. the next race was the race to bet. There's been many angles that we've used, but it helps me eliminate a lot of horses.
And Georgie, you're pretty much a sheets man, right, Georgie?
Yeah, I love the Thoroughgraph sheets. I swear by them. They're my favorite. And you know, I like to stick to one thing and go with it, because you start like using the sheets here and trip handicapping there, and then you start, you know, oh, the sheet horse would have won and I didn't play him this week. Stick to something you're good at. Go with that, and I think you'll have great success. We're gonna have great success because Dulce means sweet. We're gonna have a sweet afternoon, and we're gonna beat the guts out of Dave Weaver. The guts going down.
We still got to do our tiebreaker, George. So,
Oh yeah,
are you ready? We usually do a scientific way for the tiebreaker who goes first. We haven't done it yet, so we're gonna do it live. You ready?
Ready.
1, 2,
2, 3.
Oh, you got it.
First.
George wins.
Rock, paper, scissors. All right.
Last race of the day. We won't need it because we're going to make money. But in case it ends up 0-0, pick a horse that you just have to beat his horse. In the last race, race number 9, just pick a horse that's going to finish in front of Weaver's horse.
I like Time to Testify. DeSormo, second off a layoff, ran good first time. I don't know, Maldonado left to go ride one for Victor Garcia, but I like Giovanni Franco. I thought this horse would be tough in there for maiden 20.
All right. The Godfather?
I mean, what an error here. This is like playing Family Feud, Chappie. You win the buzzer question and you pass. You pass to the other family and you don't play.
You're going to go with the
He
Saddler,
won the rock, paper, scissor and is giving me the even money favorite. Thank you. I will take the number 3 horse full draw. What a gift.
No,
I like it. It's all about winning, Dave. It's all take the gift.
I actually did like the 9. And if I would have won, I might have picked the 9 first, just because I didn't know if you're even allowed to pick the chalk, because that seems kind of weak if you take the favorite. But I mean, we'll take it, Chappie. If it comes down to us having an even money shot in the end, see what happens.
A win's a win. That's all I can say. But hey, Georgie, and I'll let you take it home. But like you said, it's all about making money for Karma. So we want both of you guys. And obviously we want Dolce to win because it's all riding on that. We want to make as much money as possible. Right, George? So take us home, my brother.
I want to thank both our guests. Love both of you guys. I thought the show went excellent. And hopefully you both win a lot of money for Karma, regardless of who moves on to round number 2. Don't forget to play the Golden Hour Pick 4. It's a fan favorite, low takeout, and it incorporates the last 2 races of Santa Anita and Golden Gate. So fans, hook up with that. And thank you both. You guys were wonderful. And hopefully we'll see. We will see one of you in the next round.
Hey, good luck, Don. And you better do the interview next time. Can't do that.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Good luck with your horse today, Don. See you guys. Thanks.
All right. Bye.